Hello. That is Kate and Lavagna.
And that's Kaysha Louvain. And this is Tea for Two.
Us, you, and a brew.
And Ally.
Hi. Experiencing that in person was something else to behold.
Are you a bit like, this is weird?
It's even more annoying in person.
It gets longer each time as well, doesn't it?
It's a nice game I'm playing.
With yourself.
Yeah.
I could interrupt you once.
Oh, you'll
That would be
hate that.
tragic. That would be awful.
I always get evils anyway if I don't say that's or she's or this is.
It's true.
Even though I've told her that I do a different one every time.
You do.
Whatever comes up my mouth.
Yeah, that was a really interesting argument you had in the podcast to listen to, because I'm pretty sure you've done it different every time.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
But she
it's
didn't
just
think
my
so.
brain.
You were just on one that day.
I was just like,
that day. She
was
was
on
just,
one.
She was a fucking viper that day.
I was. Gosh. So fit. How do you like your tea, Ally?
Strong, milky with 2 sugars.
Tea in first.
Yes.
Correct.
Only because it's milk first with instant coffee.
Oh,
Because you don't burn the granules.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
But-
interesting.
A tea out of a teapot, I gotta see how strong it is. Do you know what I mean? To know how
Yeah.
much more milk I want to put in it.
Yeah. Do you want to do your milk then?
That's fair.
Yeah, why not?
You can do your milk.
You know what? I don't give a fuck. If somebody's making me a cup of tea, I'll just have it.
Yeah.
Are you not fussy? I'm fussy.
I'm
so I'll be
really
like, I'm
not.
so sorry. Can I?
I'm really not fussy.
I'm the type of person in like Costa or something who will go back and be like, can you top
Oh
it up
my
with more
God.
water?
Are
Because
you serious?
Top it up with more water.
yeah, because they always people who make half a cup of tea do my head in.
Yeah.
They do my head in because I'm like, that's
you're
not
like
a
my
full
mum.
cup of tea.
My mum's a proper mam, Welsh mam. She'd be like, you haven't put enough water in this. I've paid for a full cup of tea. Like proper Welsh mam. And you're just there like,
I really don't give a shit if I'm honest.
yeah.
I do like putting my milk in first.
With a teapot tea or just with any tea?
With any tea, to be honest, but I'm also really not fussed. Like it was made out to be a really big deal when we started. I think mainly because it was trying to create a bit of tension between us.
I don't think you need to
Well, actually,
create that.
no. There's just natural.
Now we don't. But on the first episode, we were like, we have to disagree on something.
What episode is this?
Oh, I don't know. Stop asking me.
We stopped making sound effects. And
Yeah,
I
do you know
like
what
them.
though?
You like sound effects?
Yeah, because they sound good when you're listening.
Well, give me the sugar, then I'll do a bit of ASMR.
Can you do ASMR?
Yes, I can.
Or we normally ask our guests to
Yeah,
do ASMR.
I was going to say, I don't
We
like
haven't done this for
ASMR, so don't ask me to
Get
do
out.
it. I know. I'm
Get
one
out,
of those
to be
people.
honest.
Do you know what's weird though? I do like
Ooh, I got
rain.
a bit of money on my tea this time around. A little bit more.
Ooh.
Yeah, what
A bit
was
more
that
than the
about?
other day. I told you that the other day.
I know, I just don't... Why? That's just the way I...
Do you
It's
get
a good
it?
tea.
Have you ever had that?
What?
When you pour a cup of tea and you have all the bubbles in the guts.
Yeah, but surely...
A bit of money on your tea?
Yeah, but look.
No, not that phrase.
No.
I haven't heard
That's
that before.
so weird.
Where's that come
That
from?
must be my valley then. That's my valley thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Let
I've never
me
heard that.
say something now.
Well, I'm not allowed to speak on my own fucking podcast, am I?
It's ours. We're joking. If I pour this
Same, it's not
higher,
mine.
Right.
there's going to be more bubbles. If I pour it
But then it
like this, there's no bubbles. I did just scorch my leg.
Yeah, but then it settles.
Yeah,
It's just as valley shit, right? There's nothing to it, right? But funnily enough, sometimes you'll
Is it
go,
funny?
yeah, because last time we did it, I had nothing on my tea at all, and I was fucking skint.
I would be honest.
You think it costs? See, when I look at it, I always think it's because somebody hasn't rinsed the mug enough and there's still fairy liquid bubbles in there.
Could be. Don't taste
That's
like
what
it,
I've
though.
always thought.
Don't taste like it.
No,
though.
it's got
Actually,
nothing
no,
to do with the cleanliness of the bag.
I spilled this one out, which is fine.
Yeah.
Fairy.
Explain who you are and why you're here. I have put 2 in there.
Do you know what? I was thinking that. I did put 2 in mine, but it doesn't taste very sugary at all.
Probably because it's stuck to the bloody spoons.
It's a little one.
Oh.
I
yeah.
said pass me the sugar so I could do ASMR. Fucking hell.
Angry ASMR. Oh my god. Eating ASMR.
Ready?
I just love it when people go,
Ready?
it just sounds like flaps.
I hate eating ASMR.
Ready?
To all my fellow haters out there, I'm with you. I'm having it in person.
More, eh?
Oh,
Yeah, who are you and why are you here?
I don't even know. Because I came into work and you grabbed me. No, I'm Ally. I'm the venue director of this beautiful building, Newbridge Memo.
The boss.
The big boss, apparently.
The big boss.
People keep saying.
Yeah.
I've been here now 4 years in September.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
Wild to me. But yeah, I've been here 4 years almost. Trying to, obviously I came in right after COVID when there were still COVID like restrictions in place. So it's been a wild ride. Yeah, I've been here 4 years now. Feels like much longer, but also like there's been barely any time at all.
Yeah. I feel like that as well.
So what's your job? Like, what do you do? Like, to people who don't know what that means, basically.
Okay, so...
You let us in here for free every week to take over.
So you stop messaging me now. Yeah. So it's kind of developed because when I first came in, it was definitely very business focused. Coming in after COVID, changing policies because obviously everything had to change. Programming is my main responsibility. I run all the HR, all of the finance. So I do a lot. At first, I was the only fundraiser. Now other staff members help with that as well. So I do all the funding applications, run all the payroll, do all the boring stuff, all the HR. But then I also do all the programming. I do work on a lot of the events as well, mostly because people keep telling me I can step back now from events because I got a team. And I'm like, no, because I want to still be able to meet people. Yeah. But also, like, the first thing I did when I got you is I put myself on shifts behind the bar because that's the best way to meet people who are coming to the venue. And everyone kept being like, oh my God, I didn't think to see you behind the bar. And I was like, why not?
That's where I'm going to learn what I need to do to this place.
Yeah, that's when people will tell you all their secrets.
The community.
Absolutely. So I do I'll do tickets on the door and the bar. And then I also produce Memo Creative. So even though it's a community aspect of the venue, because I started it, I've refused to give it up. So I keep doing that, which is our performing arts groups. And then I'm developing now more the artist side, which obviously you guys have spoken about on the pod, because it's the one thing we don't really do. We're more of a receiving house. We do a little bit of producing work, but not a lot. So it'd be nice now to actually start working with artists on the ground and start building that up as well.
Yeah.
So a bit of everything, to be honest.
I gotta be honest, when I've come here recently, where we film in the Memo, we've got across the ballroom. Is that right? The ballroom, yeah. There was a line dancing class one week. It was a crash the other week. I was like, what? There was a drummers here one week. There was just a circle of drumming.
Oh yeah. Spiritual development friendship group spiritual friendship group. They do soul drumming,
Every time we
something else.
And we're just like, excuse me, coming through with tea bags and milk.
Yeah, so
it's mad. What kind of stuff happens here?
Well, when I came here, I had to really look at the business plan of like, how can we keep this venue running? Because the issue was when the mine shut, there was no money coming into this venue at all anymore. Yeah. And they redeveloped it, beautiful, but then there was still no money coming in. Because the events that you bring in, people don't realise you have these wonderful events, but the artists get most of the money, which is obviously how it should be. But
if you're not packing them out, then you're losing money every time.
So without with rising costs of everything and a very big venue, it's very, very expensive to heat and light. I was like, how are we going to make sure this continues as it needs to? And really what we've done is we've split it right down the middle. We have like the community side, and then we have the commercial side, but it's not commercial like other places, but commercial side means like people will hire it for parties, weddings, the shows,
functions.
And then we have the community side, which is everything else. So we have a dementia cafe on a Monday morning for people with dementia and their carers. That's with Royal Voluntary Service. We do taekwondo classes, rock fit classes, Pilates, like those kind of classes, line dancing. But then we also do a wellbeing cafe where people come in and they learn a new craft every week, and they have free cup of tea and coffee and breakfast. Toddler club, free child's group every Monday, Messy Mondays. We got
that must have been that.
Yeah, the Monday was. Yeah, it was. They were insane.
It was the best thing.
Oh my God, we didn't tell you this.
We had a guest in, we had Ashen.
Yeah.
We only...
Please tell me a child didn't
run
up.
Great.
Oh my God.
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
We're going down the stairs,
To cross the ballroom.
Right. And I said, Ash, look, there's the stage.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously I flicked the lights on so you could look at this.
Oh no, I know exactly what you've done. You turned the wrong light on, didn't you?
I know, I was fine. I turned the light on for it.
Right.
So you could look at the stage, it was fine. Alright? And then anyway, so I'm hands full. I said, do us a favour, turn that light off.
Oh no.
But I'm so used to people when I'm talking to you know which lights are which. You only went bang like that.
The override.
Oh my god, all of them
The
shut.
override.
And all the volunteers and helpers and mothers going, it's okay.
I'm like, shit, dropped everything.
And we were in line on the stairs going,
That's so funny.
Ashley's come out and he's like, I'm sorry.
he's like, it's my fault, it's not them, it's me.
Why is there an override button right next to it has always been my question for the whole ballroom. That's so funny.
But
yeah, so
it tickled me.
We have that, and then we have a Tuesday night ballroom dance for older people. Memo Creative, which is our performing arts group, which is pay what you can, so people don't have to pay.
How
if they
amazing is that?
don't want to. So that's there's an under 16s group and an adult group who just did Rent, and we just announced our musical for next year, which is American Idiot. Which is going to be amazing.
Oh my god! You have to find a way in.
So many people have said, haven't they?
You can direct it. No, you can't.
I just had no idea. I had a lot of people who see me play it before. They were like, "It's for you." I had people message me as well.
Yeah, because you've done it before, haven't you?
I've done it before.
Yeah, and I have.
I've never done it.
And I played Extraordinary Girl. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
it's a fantastic show. Not many people do it.
No.
I'm really, really surprised.
Yeah, because if you like
like
Rent and
Rent,
stuff, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And it's one of those jukebox musicals that's done really well.
Yes.
There's some that they've literally just like forced in, but it's not.
Yeah,
It's done
it makes
really,
sense,
really well. Yeah, so that's incredible. Then we got the Spiritual Friendship Group, which is wonderful. We do free cinema once a month for more adults, and then in the holidays we do free cinema for kids. And then what you guys saw in the ballroom was our holiday play club, which we do twice a week on holidays. And then we're hoping to do some DJ workshops in the summer for free. So a lot of our community stuff is free or pay what you can. And that's all through funding, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to do it. But we also don't, if we've started something and we don't get funded for it, we try to keep it going until we can get it refunded, because one thing I learned when I came here was consistency is key, and Kaysha can attest to that. Yep. I started here and there was a lot of history that people felt of the memo, good and bad. So I had a lot to work against, because I think sometimes people can't separate that past from the building.
They've had some really bad people run this place. And whether they were volunteers and other people working here, they weren't great either. And it lost that sense of community. Whereas now I feel that any kid or adult or whatever could walk into this place and find something for them to do.
For them, yeah.
Or if they needed a safe space, or if they needed to be creative, they can come into this place and someone will help. Before, doors weren't even open. Yeah. You wouldn't even think to I'll go in there to see if they've got this on or that. You just wouldn't. Because you knew the people who run it.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of difficulty when I started, because
it's hard then.
It's hard because
trust.
Because even though I'm a completely new person, I understand where they're coming from. Yeah. Because if you have a bad experience of a place, you can't take that memory away from it. It's really hard to separate. But don't get me wrong, so many people have really pushed through that feeling and have become amazing, partners, but also just community members. But there are still some people who it's going to take more time, so we just keep working. So that's been a difficult one. That consistency is necessary, so the trust doesn't go again.
Yeah.
Before you as well, we had quite a few different managers that didn't last very long. So I can remember when you'd come in and I'd come in to do something. And people go, she won't last 6 months.
Yeah, it's that, innit?
And I'm like, why don't you actually go and be like, right, what are you doing? Is there anything we can do? What do you need from us?
Yeah.
Like, it was none of that. I'm like, for fuck's sake, like, it's a coal mining town, village. It's like, come on, we're so used to helping each other out. It's gone.
Where's that gone? And I think
completely gone.
A lot of people have said that to me, just in passing a lot, is that feeling of community's gone. And I don't think we can recreate it. You can't in the same way.
No.
But it doesn't stop. But it doesn't stop you from creating a new version of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people struggle with. But I think that's what we're trying to do. And,
I think
you know,
it really
we're getting
works.
somewhere.
Like when we come on board to do like the tribute nights, like we really saw, like everyone knew. My mum's friends that she were in school with, like they haven't seen each other for years. They came, and all people from the area come together that haven't seen each other. They did that. Then the centenary was stunning.
That looked beautiful.
Like,
sounded
the
amazing.
whole month was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it was a testament to the community. We have a community committee now as well, because the board of trustees got redeveloped when I got here, so that they all had particular sets of skills, which is what a board should have. But it lost maybe like more of the community connection. So we now also have the community committee, who are community members who feed to the board what the community want, and then the board use their skills to make sure it can be funded, it is legal, you know, all of that stuff, that they have the actual skill set to run the organisation. But the centenary was something else, because the committee came together, the board, the staff, my staff have been incredible. We have I went from coming here with one volunteer left, and now we have a strong volunteer team. I think there's 30 who are active, and then there's another 10 who do like an occasional one when they can, which is not a problem at all either. So there's a good strong 40 volunteers now, which is wild.
Crazy.
It was amazing. We had the march, which was recreating the march that never happened.
I saw the pictures.
That was amazing. Then we had Rent, which was
Skylar.
Incredible.
Skylar and the other little girl just
the best
stole that.
photo in that
Stole
entire day was Skylar and the little friend.
Not biased at all.
And then we had the play that we had commissioned by June Watkins. That was amazing.
Yep.
Kaysha will never forgive me though for seeing her next to my mum and her mum.
Yeah.
Putting her in the middle of the two mums.
Yeah. Both of them just singing along throughout. I'm like,
Not a sing-along show.
Don't be started on that.
But you
no,
know.
I know.
Oh,
It's technically
that bit probably was
them,
fine.
Them bits were fine because Emma was like, "And sing along."
Yeah,
and I'm
true.
like,
Okay, fine.
Please, no. No, it was amazing. And the centenary where you performed as well was incredible. We've had wonderful feedback. And then it all kind of went, what do we do now? But there's actually been some incredible, we're now focusing on the artist development stuff. And the community team have got so much more they want to do now. They're looking at things to do with teenagers more and things like that. So we're going from strength to strength. It's just now finding the next large bit of funding to keep us going, really.
Yeah, I think that's the most difficult thing. Obviously
Funding's
we are
so
trying.
bad.
We're trying to fund this, and I think we're both trying to fund, I think, our careers as well at the same time, because I'm noticing a lot of my venues closing, paying less for artists, because you've got this new generation coming through now and be like, I'll do it for 50 quid. And I'm like, are you serious? The amount of thousands I own in equipment and the years that I've studied and played, and they'll just swoop in and undermine everyone, and it's like, really? Well, you're the same. You know what it's like with acting jobs and stuff.
I'm the one swooping in and doing a gig for free. I need to stop doing that.
Yeah, you do.
I'm the one going, I'll
do it.
I'll do it for £20 a packet of crisps.
It's so difficult because, from a venue perspective, I always try to make sure I'm thinking about every aspect, including the artist. But I also know, seeing all the venues shut in, I know exactly why it is. At the moment, we're paying, or it's the summer now, but in the midst of winter, we're paying $4,000 a month just for heat and electric. And then in the summer, we're on about 2.5 because gas just obviously goes around. But that's insane. And I imagine most venues are doing that.
But the community don't see that aspect.
No.
So when you put on
it's not something you can put on the ticket, can you?
No. when you
it's £10 because.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's essentially we had the discussion when we do the tribute. It was 15 quid, but we were like, we had to go up to 18 on some because they were costing a little bit more.
Yeah.
But then we were like, should we drop it? And it's very difficult.
And we did, didn't we? But it didn't actually. It didn't make a huge difference.
It was more people in there. Sorry,
not that much more though.
No, it wasn't.
No.
So then I still earned a lot less. So then I had to pay out more.
It's really and artists are up in their fees, theatre shows that you're bringing in as well.
Oh.
But
go.
not unnecessarily.
No.
Because their costs have gone up.
Yeah.
And then, there are things that other people don't know, like the NI changes with payroll, like they've changed the threshold. So it means like payroll has gone up by a couple of grand a month as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, but the one thing I speak to staff about all the time is we are refusing to like up our prices to a ridiculous amount, because that's not going to help either.
Yeah.
Because the one
that's
thing...
That's not
it's not a solution.
Point of this building either.
No,
it's not to be like, oh, you can't afford to come to that class.
No.
You know what I mean?
Our business plan literally says it's community-led and reducing barriers, and it's definitely what we've done. And the last thing I want to do now is 4 years we've reduced the barriers. Oh, sorry, now we're upping them because
of
you know what I mean?
things out of our control.
Yeah, so that we got to find other solutions rather than putting it on the community. Now it's just really hard. It's just like between a rock and a hard place, right?
Yeah. And then when you go to funding, when a lot of that cash then I suppose is going to other departments.
Yeah.
And also it's very difficult. Like you know you're out to get funding then. You know the process of doing it. But some people might not.
No.
You've got other people that's kind of not their domain. So you might go, I'm employing this person because they're really good with the public and they know about creative arts.
Yeah.
But their background may not be in like fun or anything. And they're like, oh, what do we do?
You're really lucky. Like, so it's really difficult because I see both sides of this argument I'm about to say, which is there are venues who have departments that are specific. So they have a specific fundraising department, a specific marketing. Even in marketing, they have social media, they have this and that. And I agree that you shouldn't be asking someone to be doing everything. But also, how can a place like this not? So I've come in and I literally do everything. I'm even running like tech on some things now, on simple things. I run the cinema and stuff.
Yeah.
But more because it's really, really difficult to...
You've learned something in 4 years then?
Turn the projector on. Wait!
It's not working. Turn it on and off again.
Yeah, put the lights on. No?
Off and on again.
So I understand the argument of you shouldn't be asking people to do everything, but you literally can't not in a small organisation. Yeah. But then the difficulty is if the big organisations are setting the standard of what should or shouldn't be, then you get criticised for asking like a marketing, like our marketing coordinator does our socials, but she also does our mailing lists and she makes some graphics. And then you get criticised for asking a marketing person to do...
Technically 3 jobs.
Yeah. Even though, like, she was the one who said to me, can I make some of the graphics because she wants to? But
yeah, but that's not the point, is it? Like,
no.
that's somebody else comes in and replaces you and goes, I'm not doing that. She might,
exactly.
but I'm not.
Exactly. And it's really difficult then, though, because...
Hi. What's you doing?
No, sorry. I thought that you just looked at me and went, as in, like, I'm talking like this. So then I just went...
It was like a choreographed move.
You'd make some shit up,
in my head.
Yeah,
I know. I know.
I'm here just minding my own business.
I know.
And you're like, what?
Yeah, because
what?
you did
what have
this.
I done?
You literally looked at me and went like this, and I went,
oh,
sorry. Sorry.
Because it's a podcast.
How dare you
Actually,
speak?
I was thinking about the projector. When I took the remote home in my bag.
Oh,
I had to
yeah.
text her. I was like, by the way, I think
Funny
this
story.
is yours.
Funny story.
I was like, why?
Why have you taken the police?
Why have you taken our projector's remote hostage?
I was like, don't phone the police. I didn't mean to. But that was actually what I was thinking.
That was a
about.
brilliant text. You were like, I think you literally went to me, don't hate me, and then sent me a picture. I was like, I took it home. Don't call the police.
It's gone.
So that really sums up what you are trying to achieve in this building and are achieving, if you don't mind me saying so, because I didn't even know this place existed.
I know, and that's the biggest thing we get all the time is, and when people see our theatre and they go, oh my god, how is this here? And
it's as hard as this building. It does
not. It's huge.
It does not look like all of these rooms are here, honestly. And it's literally at the end of a terraced street.
Yeah. We get so many issues with delivery drivers. They're so confused.
They're like, where's this massive auditorium?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is beautiful.
Stunning.
And that is one of the issues, though, is unfortunately previous management... I'm not sure at what stage of management, but I've been told wanted to keep it that kind of like little secret because, but when it was well funded, you kind of could, I guess.
You could, yeah, of course you could.
But you can't now, and also it shouldn't be. I don't think it ever should be.
No,
it should be for everyone who wants to use it. Institute, yeah.
Institute. It should be for the community.
It was, like I said, it was built
it's
for
like the Park and Day.
community.
It was built
it's exactly the same as the Park and Day.
It was built
There's so
for
many
the
of them.
miners, and then when they built the memorial hall, that was for everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone was allowed in because that's when they started doing dances.
Yeah.
So it's a really difficult one because then people see it and they want to use it. Then you're like, yes, please come.
Yeah, come and use it.
And then we want people to do that because then it's like a ripple effect. It'll ripple out and more people will know about it. But it's still slow going, and as good as it looks on the outside, the financial difficulties are there, but it's for everyone. All venues.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They're all going through it at the moment, unfortunately.
They are going through it. Just to go off this topic completely a second, because I realise we've got you on the pod, and I don't think you were expecting me to ask this. Dopamine wardrobe.
Oh, yeah. Do you not know what it means, or you just want to talk about it?
That's your name, right, on TikTok?
No,
I'm confusing you with Alice Eklund, who is Dopamine
who is
Wardrobe.
Dopamine Wardrobe, who I also follow because I love her, hers as well.
Yours is Sewing Machine? No.
Cottage Chorale.
I knew it. That was my third guess.
Carry on.
However, I have talked about Dopamine Wardrobe and I do sew in, so you're not completely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not like shots in the dark.
So is that like your little side tussle fun thing that you do for you?
I do not get paid for that.
No. But in terms of having a life outside of this building, that's your thing that you do.
Actually, so that stemmed from God, it goes back. So when I was growing up as a teen, I was obviously with all the music and drama people. And at the time, it was all
the important people,
the best people. It was all it was all like nerdy or emo, right? And I didn't fit in. I am nerdy and I love emo music, but I didn't fit in with that aesthetic. And I went to uni. I just couldn't find what made me happy.
What did you study and where?
I went to York University and I studied philosophy.
Oh my God!
And you're going to hate why. Because I wanted to do drama. I wanted to be a film director or a theatre director.
Oh my God! I didn't know this.
Yeah, when I was doing my GCSEs or, going to go to college and then to uni, I was told I had good grades and I was told, people with good grades don't go and do drama. And as a 15-year-old, you're making your decision for the rest of your life. Oh my God. You listen to them. And I went, okay. But I have a thing that I realise now.
I've just come out in
I know,
hives.
it's horrible. But I have a thing now that comes from my ADHD, which is, what do they call it? Malicious compliance.
All right, yeah.
So my malicious compliance.
What's that?
So it's when you comply to what people are saying, but you do it maliciously to make a point.
I think I do that.
You definitely.
I do that.
So what you
I
do
do
is
that all the
you
time.
like overcorrect. Yeah. It's an ADHD thing.
I've been diagnosed. I've skipped ADHD.
I do not.
Time this week.
I do not condone me diagnosing anyone on this podcast.
I do that. Nobody's ever explained that to me.
Yeah,
I
so
do that all the time.
I was always like told by my mum, like, you're such a pain in the ass because I'd like do stuff like that. But this was my biggest one, which was, okay, so I got good grades. I got to go and do something that's going to get me a job. I'll do philosophy.
I love that.
Yeah, because the philosophy factory's going to open. Yeah, but everyone was like, amazing. Yeah, great choice. And I'm like, are you joking? Are you kidding me? You're saying don't go and do drama because you got a brain on you. Do something that's going to get you a job, and then you're all right with me choosing philosophy. I loved it though. It was great.
Shocked.
Brilliant.
And then I came back and went, no, I want to work in the arts. So
now I'm going to use my philosophy degree
against you, no,
to get all the funding to make this building the best building there's ever been. Have that.
Well, I worked in an acting agency first.
Which one? Can you say?
I can say, but I didn't have a very good time.
Well, you ruined it. You should have just not said the bad time. It's like, you used to be this one.
I won't say who, but people could probably find out. There's not many in Wales, and this is when I moved back. Didn't have a good time. And
does it begin with an R?
No.
Does it begin with an E?
No.
Does it begin with an S?
No.
God, they're the only ones I know in Wales.
There we go. That's fine.
I'll ask you off the pod.
All right, I'll tell you. You'll be like, that was my fourth choice. Yeah. I didn't have a good time with it because I realised, as much as I loved the work, I loved looking at like breakdowns and like doing all of that, and I loved auditioning like the kids and things. What I didn't like was many people's perspective of actors as commodities. and just being able to throw them away without a second thought, and I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, but I couldn't do it. I hated it.
He's crying over it.
I hated it.
Ali, you need to come on again.
I hated it so much. Literally, some of the people, and even not even just the agencies, but the casting directors, it's just the way they speak about people was like, that's a person, right?
See that name on the paper?
That's actually a person.
They exist in the world as a human being first, before acting.
And it's not all agents, but I did see a lot of, exactly. It was like, this person hasn't gotten a job in ages. Fuck them, they can find someone else. And instead of going, yeah, but why? Are we putting them up for the wrong things? Yeah. Are they nervous in auditions? Like, what's happening? Can we not work with them? No, they're not making me money.
Fuck.
Go.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it. So I was living at home at the time, and traveling to the place that the agency was. And I decided, absolutely not. I left and I got a job in Warwick. So I had just started a relationship as well and went, lovely to meet you. Will you do long distance? And to all his like good things, he did say yes, and we're still together. So yeah. No, we've been together 10 years now. So we did long distance because I wanted to work here because it was a charity in the Midlands doing touring theatre and, well, all art called Live and Local, putting professional shows into unique small spaces, so like village halls and like in the middle of nowhere. It was great. I loved it. But my boss after a year said to me, you have to leave. And I was like, excuse me? She goes, because there's nothing else for you here unless I go. Because she had already promoted me from assistant to administrator, and she was like, there's nothing here for you. We're a small company.
It's not, I was going to say, it's not career.
She was like, you have to leave. And then she suggested the Royal Welsh College MA in Arts Management. And I went, I can't afford that. I was like, I can't do that. But I knew well, my friend from home had gone and done the MA, so I messaged her. I was like, how the fuck did you swing that? Because not saying anything humble, we're from the same village. Like, come on now. And there was a Carmarthenshire fund for people to go and do postgrads in the arts, but in...
Does that one still exist?
You have to be from Carmarthenshire. Well, I applied for it and I got it, and then also when I...
Strong Carmarthen.
Yeah.
I'll give you my address. You just put it down for things. It's fine.
My name's Ali. I've received the fund once before.
My name's Ally Gibson. I'm the long lost sister. I lived in the attic.
She never gave me my arm.
So please let me. Well, when I went then, so I applied. I got in. I had the scholarship, but it didn't pay for everything. It literally just paid for the fees. Yeah. But because I had that, I wasn't allowed to get the postgrad student finance.
Oh,
I know. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, oh no. So I had to get a job. So I was lucky though, because I had been working in the arts, I didn't have to do the placement part of the course. So I just got a job. But also, they also got me a scholarship. So the course leader also got me a scholarship. So thank God. And then I got through. Worked at WMC for a while. We're going to skip past that. And then I worked at Jukebox Collective, which was incredible. It's what I needed. Palette cleanse, proper grassroots dance company. Oh my gosh, they are incredible. Absolutely loved working there. But because it wasn't dance wasn't a passion of mine, I always wanted to run a venue. And literally people would say to me like, so what is it you want to do? And I always went back to, I want to run a venue. And then literally saw this job come up. And I was like,
I love that.
I was just like, I don't have the skills for this. But if I was a man, I'd apply. So I did. And I got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's how I went from philosophy to here.
And the only woman in the history of the Memo
So somebody asked me that the other day because they couldn't remember, like the 6 managers you mentioned before were all men.
Yeah.
There was, somebody said to me, there was a marketing manager who did take the helm whilst there wasn't a manager. So she like stepped up until a manager came in. So, kudos to her, but if it officially wasn't the venue director. This person said, as far as they're aware, they've never known one. And then Barry, who is our volunteer coach and coordinator, but also our heritage volunteer, went looking upstairs.
Lovely
there was
Barry.
Oh, I love Barry.
I love Barry.
Love
You've met Barry.
He's lovely.
Yeah.
He couldn't find anything. So basically from the 90s behind, definitely no. And then the 6 years before I was here. So the only bit we don't know is that kind of like 2000s.
Maybe when it was derelict and probably wasn't even open.
Yeah.
Maybe that was that's mainly what that kind of bit was, wasn't it?
So really would there have been...
No.
It would have been the committee, so...
Yeah.
Which, yeah, so we're going to say yes unless somebody wants to tell me otherwise.
In over 100 years.
Yeah. I do... It's... When I first got here, didn't really pick up on that fact that I was a woman running it. The only woman who's ever run it. But recently, I have. And you know the weird part is because I've hired more men. And I'm not saying the men are doing it at all. So it's not my staff. They're incredible. If anything, they're the ones to call it out when it happens. But when I first got here, the people I was hiring just happened to be women.
Yeah.
But to be fair, more women applied for jobs we were putting out anyway. Yeah. But also, I would hold my heart to every single person. They were the right one for the job. There's nothing to do with their gender. But is it the case that because I'm a woman, I will interview women equally to men, whereas potentially men don't? So I give more opportunity to be highlighted and therefore they get the opportunity to shine. I think, anyway, that's another conversation, I guess, about diversity policies. Yeah.
I would be like, right, which person do I want to sit for like 8 hours in a sweaty box with?
Well,
fucking none of you.
I will put my office in the dressing room. So no, I love myself. But what happened because so it's when I've had more men in higher positions.
Yeah.
People automatically assume they're in charge.
I know. I've been.
You've been here when it's happened.
I have been here when you've been stood next to me, and the person will go for Jay.
My absolutely incredible events and ops manager, lush person.
So yeah, that was Jay who opened up for us.
Lush, incredible at his job. But yeah, but because he's so good, and has that air of knowing what the fuck's going on and what he's doing. Yeah. But even when we're standing next to each other, before that, I don't think people had an issue with just assuming it was me.
Yeah, they would come straight to you.
But now, I've even had was it a choir leader? I can't remember who say to me, even though they went up to me and Barry and said, "Can I speak to who's in charge?" Barry went, "Well, this is my boss." They went, "No, I'll speak to you."
Oh.
Whoa. So even though he said that I was his boss, they still said they wanted to speak to him.
Then I would have gone, "Please vacate the."
Yeah, it was rough.
The premises,
and
please.
Barry said no and just turned around and left, and I was like, great, but he didn't. He made sure he was nearby because obviously it wasn't a great situation. Oh. And then we've had loads of people just assume it's Jay, and then Jay going, "No, Ally is my boss," and that's the amazing thing about the team I have is they will be like,
"They're a lovely team."
They'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
But I will say, I
recognise even with their own gender or whatever, where they are on the ladder of a building, blah 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 blah. If people call it out, then you're fine. Because if he turned around and went, "Okay, no problem, I'll talk to you."
And to be that's why I always put the emphasis on when I say to you, Ally's the boss. Because if I go venue director or manager, like the whole stuff that terminology, not everyone understands.
Yeah,
keep it
that's
simple.
true.
People go to me, "Who's in charge?" I go, "Ally, she's the boss."
Yeah.
Who do I speak to? Ally,
do you know
she's
what?
the boss.
You're right.
Boss,
and
top dog.
And people say it to me and I get a bit uncomfortable because there's connotations of the word that I've experienced that are bad, as we all have. Yeah. And I don't go around and be like, "I'm the boss." Like, but I know why you, and I know why my staff do, but when they do it, I'm like, because I get a lot of, "You're too young to run the building" as well. I had that.
Yeah.
Literally, I had, "How old are you?" And I'm like,
clearly fucking younger than you.
Doesn't really matter, does it? So I've had that as well. So I've had age and gender, so that's fun.
That's fun.
And being from Clanackley, that's the worst one.
Yeah, that is definitely worse.
I
can
I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
That one's fine.
I'll take that one.
But yeah, I think people are slowly coming around. And it's difficult in this film. You know what it's like. Anyone over the age of like 60 from this area,
just can't accept it.
They can't.
It's an old.
It is hard, and I think because I'm not from the community originally,
Yeah.
not knowing, they're like, oh my God, there's a young woman who's not from round here in our building.
Well, you've
What's
been
she
here
going to do?
When I've done events and I've gone to my mum, do us a favour, come on the door with me. I said, have that. They will bypass me, mind, knowing full well it's my event, it's my company. Go talk to my mother.
Yeah.
That's because they're scared of you.
Possibly. I have what you've seen me nearly throw people out of the building. That's one thing I always have. Whatever I put on, respect. That's all I ask for. Enjoy yourself. Respect myself, the team, you, your team, the building. So all I ask for is respect. So, and a couple of people didn't. The way they were talking to the staff, and I said, I'm not having that in my event. You don't talk to the bar staff like that.
There's got to be
Change or fucking out.
And that's what we do as well. Like we absolutely don't allow staff or volunteers, especially not especially volunteers, but there's another part of you that's like, this person's given up their time to be here, and you're going to speak to them like that. I don't think so. And young volunteers, the way some people have tried to speak to young volunteers is insane. Like, obviously, this young person is here to help. Why are you screaming at them because you can't get a drink quick enough?
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
I've had that. I've been stood by them like, oh my God, how slow. And I'm like, do you realise all these people by here are volunteers? They were like, it's not my problem. I was like, but also you're making it my problem now. And, well, I've nearly thrown them out.
Are we ready for fire round?
Yes, we are.
Oh.
It's a new. It's quick fire.
Okay. Oh God.
She's called it quick round.
Quick round.
And fire
quickie.
round.
A quickie.
Yay!
Ready for a quickie?
Ready?
Boom.
Ready?
I'm ready for a quickie. Can I have a draft kick at the same time?
Well,
Yes, you can.
So, Anthony,
Don't be alarmed by the bell.
Oh God, right.
She loves dinging it.
Okay.
ding dong situation.
Ding dong.
We ready?
Yeah.
Musical or play?
Musical.
Sunshine or moonlight?
Sunshine.
Sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
Plants or pets?
Pets.
Film or series?
Film.
Festival or arena?
Festival.
Pasty or sausage roll?
Pasty.
Condiments or condom off?
Oh, I know both.
A pull in or pull out?
Gotta be that pull in.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
And finally, Louvain or Lavagna?
Oh my God, how can you do this to me? I'll go lasagna.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Dim problem.
It's been bloody brilliant.
Thank you for the venue.
Always.
Thank you for being supportive of us.
Always.
Of us weirdos.
We'll get you on again, probably.
Yeah, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
Updates about the
Ali,
Well-
someone's cancelled. All right then.
Well, Ali does know about the ghosts thing that we are trying to arrange.
yeah, so as we can get a date.
We are waiting on this one.
Me.
And your job.
To give availability, yeah. It was our fault. Is the schools taking over in June and July? You know what they're like.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So we're waiting for you to say where you're available, and then we'll message. That's the spirit. So we
That'll
can
be
confirm, and then
so good. We have loads more availability in August because of the summer, so it just
yes.
depends.
So I'm if you get the job, then no, I might sack you off anyway.
Just do it anyway.
We'll do it.
Oh, but it'd be funny though, because Caitlin,
you need to be there. We've done tours, yeah.
Yeah,
we know.
We were literally in a group together,
It was funny.
It was good. That was a good one.
Matthew off-class content is very excited to film that because he's
Yes, yes, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, proper old school. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you're thinking just you guys?
So it's going to be us two.
Matthew filming it.
Chloe, yes, Matthew filming.
That's the
Chloe
spirit.
And Matt. That's the spirit. Just them two.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's have a small team.
Yeah. That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Or we can literally just do room to room then. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Great.
We covered the whole building.
This room is the worst.
Okay.
She knows that.
Yeah.
She knows that.
Why did you
It's been on.
No, that was pretty bad too.
It is pretty, but I've seen.
No, last time we were here though.
I've seen more faces in
Yeah.
that mirror in that room.
No, last time we were here, you and your mum said that the energy from in here had changed.
It had changed.
Yeah, and it wasn't as bad.
But I do feel on that first day that we came here, because it's the men's dressing room.
Yeah.
I don't think they liked us
No.
being in here.
There's quite a few women with now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you
No,
mean when you were filming, yeah.
When we filmed, yeah.
Sorry.
But then when me and Mum come in that one time and sat here on our own,
Yeah, you said it was fine.
Anyway,
Odd.
I can't stand it. Love it.
I'll wait. No. That's right. We'll do it in December when
I
it's
kind of
even
want
darker.
you to. I kind of want you to have the job so you can pay me some money back that you owe me. But then I also don't want you to have the job so we can do
Yeah.
the ghost tour like
When you
ASAP.
back, if you get the job.
if I get this particular job, I will be back in the second week of September.
Oh.
So we could do it in September.
We could,
Yeah,
we could do it
yeah.
end of September.
Going towards
Ooh.
Halloween time.
Yeah.
I was gonna-
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, very, very true. Actually, that's a good point.
It just depends, because that's when our Friday, Saturday start filling, unless you can do another day.
We could do
Yeah, we can do midweek.
It depends
but I
on
don't,
that's the
I don't
spirit.
think, yeah, I don't think that's the spirit can do.
we do weekends.
I think they can do Friday and Saturdays.
We'll
to be
figure it
honest.
out. It'll be fun.
It will happen.
It will.
I need to get you up. You're in the dark.
No,
Oi,
to
oi.
be fair, we could. There are some dates where the Saturday isn't available, but it's because we've got something in the day, but it finishes up by like 5, so it's fine.
Yeah, and we got to do it in the night.
Oh no, it has to be.
It's got to be. Because what was usually 10 until.
No,
10
it
till 1 or
8 till 2.
8 till 2. Oh yeah, it's a long one.
8
isn't
till
it? I
2.
keep forgetting that.
Do you know what's going to be the most hilarious thing though? We're all going to be like, you're all going to think that I'm the one that's going to be more scared. It'll be Matthew who doesn't have
On the camera, all the footage is like this.
screen and we're like, shut up, I'm trying to film.
Yeah,
I know.
Matthew, that's me.
Hello.
The one thing I really like about That's the Spirit, though, is they will debunk everything
Oh,
before
yes.
they say it's like activity, whereas other groups, not so much.
Yeah.
So, say you hear a noise, they'll go, right, what
Could that be?
They go to a staff member. They like having staff members there, so they can be like, right, what can that be? And I could be like, oh, it's the pipes because the heating is on, or it's this,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
and that. Are the other team up on the stage? Is that why we're hearing stuff? And they will go through all of that before they'll go, okay, maybe it's
Yeah.
activity.
We gotta debunk it before we could say it's paranormal. That's how I like to work anyway. Because you can't just believe anyone.
Not all groups do that,
No.
but they are really
That's why. That's
Good
what,
at
to be
that.
honest. That's why I came a second time because I was really impressed about the way that they
but they run it.
don't even, and that's you this time.
Hey, can I tell you about one thing before we end about what happened? I don't think you were on this one.
I know. I did.
You didn't even know you'd done it.
No. No time. But I love the fact you didn't say anything. You just went. But you forgot to speak.
Like, Kaysha, please.
It was an. Did you hear you breathing on the mic?
Oh my god. One of the ones I did, we were up in the theatre. I know the Esther's method.
Oh my god! You talk about Gabs.
No, me.
Oh, you? Okay.
No, me. I don't think you were there on that one.
No.
So as Kaysha told you what that is.
No.
It's when you
You tell me to shut up all the time, that's why.
they put headphones on you and a blindfold, and you're connected to a radio. And then everyone else asks questions, and then you
don't hear them asking the question.
you can't hear anything.
You just hear what's on this. So it's like.
It's like white
static
noise
or
going
something.
through all radio stations, and then anytime you hear a word, you say it. So we did it, and it was fine. And then when I did it, what was I coming out with? 16 inches, hard, wet. I was like, guys, what is happening?
Oh.
And then as soon as someone else went on, it went back to normal. I
And
was
then,
like,
and then
that's insane.
Gab's got a boyfriend, yeah.
Oh, one of the ghosts fancies one of our staff members, yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild.
He's the one that was thrown off the balcony. If I'm connecting the stories right.
Or was he the...
Because I'm like. She's like, bye.
Like, please stop it.
That's terrific.
I'll tell you more on the drive home.
She'd be like...
Because I look in the car window and be like a child.
At the back.
Oh my god, I'll hide in the car and then be like, hi.
Absolutely died.
Oh no, that'll be really fun. And That's the Spirit are great.
Yeah.
Absolutely love them.
It's going to be class.
Yeah, it will.
Literally.
On that note.
Yes. We shall. See you next Tuesday.